Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing good. I'm doing pretty good today. Not too bad. I've been singing in my head. Nobody's gonna break my stride. Nobody's gonna slow me down. I have to or got to keep on moving. Oh, so yeah, that's been keeping me going in my head for a while. Hope I didn't get it stuck in yours, but it really isn't a bad theme song anyway. If my friend Kim's watching, you know, that's she likes that song too, or at least I think she does. But anyway, so not too bad of a day. But I was just thinking, and this is the bottom line in life wherever you go. It's like these world leaders think they're royalty when they're rotten flesh bags, just like we are, you know. And they have to hire people to do. Let's put it this way, and this is the truth. Most of the people that say they can lead you or I wouldn't have any idea. If you put two magnets on the table down in front of them, they would not be able to figure out things to do with those magnets, besides maybe stick it to some metal. But that would be the limit to their imagination. And here's some for instances I'll give you in life why they don't even matter. This is the truth. They are not the people that make the world go around. Their money does not make things function. We do. The One of the most remarkable things ever invented, would any one of them be able to explain what a filament, a element is in a light bulb and how it works? A young black woman invented that. There's nothing that these people out there in any kind of business situation, especially the corporation they've made out of my country, what a total crock of bullshit. You know, my bottom line is these flesh bags don't, these rotten flesh suits, lazy rotten flesh suits are not going to lead me anymore. I'm sick of them. You know, I just thought I'd tell you my opinion about it all because they're stupid. They're godless and they're stupid. Now they're trying to say, I heard Trudeau spouting off about the Nazi symbol and these, like, he didn't say neo-Nazi though, and he didn't say fascist at all, or none of that, none of that. And we all know that the original swastika was like the cross and the symbolic nature of that. Even many, many righties and teachings around the world. So he's just playing his little lizard games. That's all there is to that, you know. So yeah, whatever. you know, that's how I feel about that. So I'm just sick of these people. It's like if we, and this is my opinion, if I personally can't see a change in my county and my state, I'm not doing what they tell me to do. And they can come here and try and make me. That's the way that's going to go. So besides that, I do have enough blood in me to claim squatters' rights anyway, but and go somewhere and homestead. Different things, my options, they really don't want to play in. And I'd venture to say a lot of them in the political arena might know a lot less about what's going on than I do, you know? And you might think, well, that's kind of bold or far fetched. Well, no, it's the truth. I am not only a history buff, but God's helped me and led me with an education that I haven't really met anybody that has quite to that extent. Maybe some of you are, and we're getting to know that about each other. that's a good thing. You know. So even if we know what we're sharing with each other and maybe even had visions of our own, God given, or ones of our own, like people are very creative, you know. We can do a lot of stuff, you know. I don't mean we're creators. No, we cannot make matter and material and those types of things. And whichever power guides you is who conducts your matter within your being and your life and your future. So, you know, we are not that person, you know, or people. No, I didn't make the first raindrop. Perhaps I made a flower, but with God's material. See, that's where people are like, oh, we all create in existence. Mm, I I I'm not even going to beg to differ. I'm just say if you want to think that, that's okay. But on the level that we're living on, absolutely nothing is in your control. Nothing. All you can do is pray for the best. And for me, I look out for the worst and pray and hope for the best. But you know, and I think a lot of people should have a healthy fear of God, or you know, a deep reverence and respect. And um, I do. My faith is very strong, and that's why I don't fear. You know. So, and a lot of people think people like me are delusional, but a lot of people like them are sitting on their couch. No offense, I like to sit on my couch too, so don't get me wrong. But they're sitting on their couch, ridiculing other people and telling other people what to do, when in all reality they're not capable of doing it themselves. That's kind of, I don't know. Now I'm back to thinking about the government. I was gonna go like dissing on people that kind of wanna. Well, they're. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. Give me a minute. I'll light a cigarette. I'll get. You know, sometimes you're on a roll and then your thoughts go whoop because you know, and that happens a lot when you have a lot on your mind, and it does. You'll find that out. It is an old age, and you might. Some people might get dementia. Could be a poor diet or even lack of physical activity will slow your mind down. It's like if you don't lose it or use it, you'll lose it. It's true with every single physical part of us, you know? So, yeah. Haven't heard anything about that person that's done or supposedly did some bad things. So, I'm hoping to hear something soon so I can deal with it. I mean, in my own heart, I've not convicted the person, but I'm dealing with it. I'm preparing myself mentally, you know, emotionally. So it'd be like, okay, if this was the first person that I ever felt betrayed by, it'd be like that'd be something. But no, everybody kind of does in their own ways. It's like even with a person's faults, it's like if you look at them and think, well, I can hang around with that person and I love them that much, that's cool, you know. But if you look at that person like I really wouldn't even want to hang around with you, that's where you know, could we go to a picnic or a barbecue or you know sit down and dine together and enjoy that company or go hiking or whatever we do, singing, you know, or, you know, just shooting the breeze, you know, cup of coffee. If we couldn't do that, then, you know, and the people that say they want to lead me, like some I've heard them called anal swab. I think that's a pretty good one. Um, will say I'll own nothing as hard as I've worked and be happy. Yes, I know there's none of those people that would want to be alone in a room with me. Period. It's not a physical thing. It's a total. I know it for a fact there's not one of them that say they're leading me that would want to be alone with me. Or Doug, or a lot of you. You know it. I know it. They know it. How could they know such a thing? Because they know the time's getting short. That's why. Mhm. Yeah, last night I thought, well, I'm not going to sleep very well. So I just did 25 push ups before I went to bed. I watched some TV and then I decided push up time. That helped. So, and then I did my exercises today, my half sit ups, and then I did some leg raises all the way around, and some arm, and all kinds of stuff. Working out today, it's like I'll just do like I used to do. People upset me, I'd either clean my house or exercise. Right now, my house can burn for all I care. I really don't care, believe it or not. And because I have land, I don't care. And there's other buildings too. I really don't care as long as everybody got out alive because I've had that happen. So I really, really don't care. So, okay, what was my point? Oh, yeah, yeah. So my house can burn and I'm going to work on myself. That was my point. Yeah. I think if my house was burning really, really way bad, the first thing I do is throw my kids' pictures and stuff out the window and then my mattress after that and just say, grab my cat and jump up. So that's probably just about how to go too. Or just grab my cat and get out, depending. Or just get out, depending. Well, I've been there. I got my kid out, and that was the scary thing. And a dog woke me up, a big white German Shepherd of mine. Um, if that hadn't happened, the fire had started in another room, and the baby's room was before that, and the smoke would have got him before it came into my room, and that's just what was happening. So it's like, wow. And my dog woke me up. And all the time then, too, for many years, like almost 20 years, I would always wake up at that time in the morning. For a while, for about 2.5 years, I'd wake up freaked, you know. And then I finally kind of would fall asleep and think, well, I made it out before, I'll do it again. So yeah, so that's just the way my mind kind of operates when I'm in crisis situations. I just kind of do what I gotta do. So yeah. Anyhow, yeah. So it has been a pretty good day. A little overcast, not anything really bright and sunny, and a little cooler than normal. But that's kind of good too. Some people, they say, even if they have, like, we live in the country, but if they go from the city to their cabins or whatever, that they're even enjoying the more cooler temperatures too. So that's good. But the lakes haven't warmed up as much as they usually do. And that's good too because there's been a lot of algae in our lakes because the people put pesticides and clean off the lake shore where the fish and the animals will live, and they have an ecosystem that keeps the lakes and rivers clean. but the people have destroyed a lot of that. So I used to have some kind of really, really good conversations with people I worked with that lived over by the lake because my creek runs in there, and they were acting all snooty, and I'm just like, well, don't forget whatever I put in my water ends up in yours, and I just walked out of the break room and go have a cigarette. Bitches. No, been asked. I lived on a lake there, like before my house burned down. They're like always bugging me to be a part of what we have a lot of lake associations that people will what they actually do. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah, and they all get together and drink and discuss their properties, and who's moving in and who's not moving. I'm just not into that at all. I told people leave me alone, and like on the third time finally, I didn't come totally unglued, but let's just say I put the fear of God in them, and they didn't bother me again. So yeah, people are, I do not like snooty people at all, at all. I don't want anything to do with any of them. So that's a fact. I know I can still suck up to people that could do me better than I'm doing right now, and I would never, never sell my soul for nothing, you know. And I would rather live on the street than kiss anybody's ass ever. I've always been like that. It's like, okay, bye, no matter where I am, that where I roam, that where I lay my head is home, wherever I may roam. Metallica. What is the name of that song? Mm. Oh well. I better go back to Never Gonna Break My Stride. That's a better song for today than just taking off into the wilderness, I guess. I wouldn't go onto the streets, I'd go into the woods, up into the mountains. So, or by a lake or a stream or somewhere secluded. I've been a lot of places where no man has ever been before, like in between Idaho, Montana, and Canada, up in there, and places in Montana and here in Minnesota, and there's, yeah, I think even in New Mexico, where I was, I don't think anybody ever would want to be there. And there wasn't anybody there. That was a bad feeling, being out of my country in the desert in a freaky little place. No water, no trees. I mean, I know, I've been around cactus and stuff. I lived, in Arizona for a few years, and I got most of my relatives live in Texas. My ex lived in Texas for a while. I don't know if he does. One of them. Yeah, I've been foolishly married 3 times, so that's enough. It's like, yeah, sometimes you just gotta say, you know, even if you're with somebody and it's not really the best situation, it's just like, you know, I know it's not nice being alone sometimes, but it's better. Oh, I saw a meme that was so true. I wish I had seen something like that when I was younger, but oh, I can't remember exactly what it said, but it's something like choosing your relationship. Um, oh, I can't remember. I guess what it was, but it was pretty bright. Whoever wrote it, something about being wise or like oh, I don't know. Now I got one of my own. It's kind of like reading a book. You can put it down, but you still remember it. Put it back on the shelf. you know, yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know really too much else in the world today. Not much has really changed, although I do believe around fall. Of course, we're going to see the prices of everything progressively get worse, and by fall, this will be a really hard winter. The last winter wasn't the dark winter Biden was talking about. Um, that's probably the following one, not even this one to come, if they get their way, you know. So anyway, because I foresee all kinds of shenanigans that they're gonna pull. I mean that it's never going to end. That part is only going to get worse. So if you just think to yourself that something every day happens and it never fails, that is what we live around and what we live in, you know. So I don't know if any of you watched that Jason and Campbell. Well, Jason, I'm not wasn't familiar with the Campbell that he was interviewing, but Archaics, yeah, he's just listening to it, even if you've heard it all before, but just hearing other people that think a lot about the same things and have studied the same things, and especially with language. I mean, just we're all just trying to find the truth of our history and the mechanics of what everything we live in and spiritually and who God is or isn't to us, whatever. I had somebody ask me, why wouldn't you want to be changed into a man? uh, I think men do it better than I do. God made me to be the woman I am. And then I put, plus, like something like I think my sons and grandchildren would be a little shocked that grandma lost like some of her womanness or something I wrote, and told me have a good day. That's why. Because I'm not confused. That was on there too. You know, those are some pretty good reasons. And why would I want to be somebody I'm not when what I do is better than what they would do it? And what they do is better than what I would do it. So why would I want to do something that's like a horse trying to be a donkey? They are different. I've raised both and trained both. I know the difference. So do they. Or the difference between, let's see, what would that be, the difference of? Oh, yeah, this is a good scenario with the horses. A stud or a gelding. If you make that horse a gelding, it's not going to be as much for the females and it's gentler like a mare. Um, and then again, if you have like a brood mare that's out and that stud is always like, that might be his favorite mare and he's always trying to get with her and he has his ones that are his prizes, but there's a lead mare and he'll always try to, and she's a badass. It's like, yeah, she can play with the big boys. Kind of. There's your scenario. I'm a woman that can play with the big boys. So doesn't mean it's fair for other women. But I'm not really your typical woman. So that's probably why. But when I look at my friends that are more of a gentler nature and more feminine, they are truly blessed. And I could say you kind of tried to step on my toes, but I know I'm beautiful, so I'll just stick it right back in your face. Why do you want to be a woman? And if you are a woman, why do you want to be a man? Aren't you happy with yourself? Can you do better? Well, if try it, then I don't care. Why ask me such a stupid question? Why is a cat a cat? Because a cat is a cat, you know? Some people like cats, some people like dogs, and sometimes we like both of them, you know? But, it's like this gay pride stuff and now it's like, no, we don't just have to go for great gay pride. We have to go for like, oh, you have implants, you identify as this or that or the next thing. And I'm supposed to beg forgiveness to somebody that's playing dress up, you know, because if you're not in the meat suit God give you, you're playing dress up. Um, however your heart feels, I'm not dissing on your heart, but you're still playing dress up with your flesh. So, and if I don't get all your names right, you know, I'm not going to tell my grandkids to get your names right either, because I'm going to let them choose for themselves what they want to do with their meat flesh, because you only have so much time to mess around before things get real serious. Yeah, they are. Big time serious. It's time for people to stop playing with these creeps that are trying to lead us in the wrong direction. We know who we are and we know what people do, you know. Ultimately, when it comes down to those that have a different master than the one and only true creator, um, ultimately, those are the ones that are going to suffer the most. And that's a forever thing because of their shame. Because they are stupid, and that's a shameful thing. When you just stop and think that you're above a human being and you put a crown on your head, you know, I'm royalty. Yeah, so are we. We all have a throne every day, just like you. So don't forget that. Don't ever, ever, ever honor a human where God belongs. Don't do that. Just don't. I mean, respect them for what they pretend to do and what they say they're doing in the eyes of people. Honor that position because they're the false one in there. That is the Antichrist. But and our King will be in that position, and we'll know full well who fills our hearts and our minds and our love for each other. We'll know who truly leads that situation. It's not some rotten old piece of crap that can't even remember his name or put two magnets together, you know? So, or probably plug in a light bulb. Okay, everybody, I'm going to let you go. I'm glad you joined me. Thank you so much. I have a few things in the fire that I'm thinking about. And well, I guess what my main thing is calling on anybody through God to find all the information in the world of our history and when these things started controlling mankind and when they messed with our timeline. We're gathering proof about all those things, and our language changes, and um, coming out of the fog, out of the spells that they put on us, you know. And it is true because I feel like I don't know if it's Nemesis Nibiru. It's nothing foreboding for people that have love in their heart. I mean, the real stuff, not the oh you hurt my feelings because I don't think the same. It's like if you want to do that, you go do that. What you just showed my grandkids, you'll pay for later. I don't care what you do. I care what you do to the kids. Besides that, go be happy and don't bother people. Troll, you know, simple as that. So everybody, I love you. Thank you for joining me. And if you'll do a few channels maybe to check out, I would suggest somebody that's worthy of sharing his word of God and perception of that. Robbins Hood, um, Bruce Cesal, Astronomy, Montreal, and Carlos Skywatcher, Portugal. Those are my three for today. Um, Forgive me, anybody else. These are things for different reasons why I feel um, that's on my heart for the day. So I love you all. Again, thank you for joining me, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.